Good morning, Hank. It's Monday, December 10th, and I have very exciting news! Whenever she watches the videos, Sarah always makes fun of me because when I get excited, I talk in a really high-pitched voice, so I'm gonna try to do that again. Good morning, Hank. It's Monday, December 10th, and I have very exciting news. Nah, that doesn't work. It just doesn't sound genuinely excited. I mean, I understand why it's hard for my wife to accept, but the fact of the matter is that my genuine excited voice is the voice of a fangirl. I mean, if I'm like, I have very exciting news, everyone will be like, no he doesn't, he's full of it. But if I'm like, oh my god, Hank, I have such exciting news, then everyone's gonna be like, that guy's really excited. I know, because he sounds like an 11-year-old girl at a Jonas Brothers concert. Anyway, Hank, you may recall that the last time I had very exciting news, the very exciting news was that I had just finished cataloging my home library. Now, Hank, I certainly don't want to take anything away from the Herculean task that is cataloging one's home library, but this news is even more exciting! Hank, you may recall that last year I published a book called An Abundance of Katherines? It's gonna be a movie! Hopefully one day eventually. Hank, the Katherines movie deal has been in the works for a really, really long time, but over the weekend everyone finally agreed to everything, and now it's done, and I can tell you about it, and I'm very excited that Katherines is going to be a movie! Hopefully one day eventually. By the way, the reason I keep saying hopefully one day eventually is that these things take a long time. Like, for instance, my first novel, Looking for Alaska, has been in movie development for like a year and a half now and is still in development. Another good example of how long it can take is the excellent book Beowulf, which was released, I believe, 1100 years ago, and then the movie came out last month. But An Abundance of Katherines, the movie, will have a much smaller budget than Beowulf, the movie, so hopefully we'll be able to get it going a little faster. Hank, there are several reasons why I'm really excited that East of Doheny optioned An Abundance of Katherines to turn it into a movie. Reason one is that I've always thought that it could be kind of a funny, cool, interesting movie. Reason two is that East of Doheny is an awesome production company that's interested in a lot of the same kind of movies I'm interested in. And reason three is that they want me to write the screenplay. And that's very exciting because I've always wanted to write a screenplay, and plus I think it would be great fun to hang out with Hassan and Lindsay and all the other characters from An Abundance of Katherines, and also, like a lot of authors, I'm very excited about the idea of having some creative control over the movie that gets made out of my book. So of course I would like to write the screenplay for An Abundance of Katherines. But unfortunately, I'm on strike. That's right, Hank, I'm striking in my jammy pants. Hey, hey, pencils down! Hollywood's a union town! And so, I guess, is Indianapolis! I know I need to work on my chanting, Hank, but I've only been on strike for like 1 day. Hank, I don't know if you heard, but the studio moguls, showing the kind of fortitude and generosity of spirit for which they're widely respected, walked away from the negotiating table last week. Now, Hank, I know that the studio moguls are watching our show, because God knows they're not watching the crap they're putting on television right now. American Gladiators? Really? That's what you're gonna bring back? And I have a little message for the studio moguls. Get back to the table! As Hassan would say, Daddy wants to make a movie. So Hank, that's my very exciting news. I'm sorry that my pitch got so high, but I'm very, very happy. I'm so happy that I forgive you for saying in your last video that I lie about my height when you and I both know that I'm really genuinely 6 feet 1 inches tall. Or at least I am now. Hank, I want to say a quick thanks to everyone at East of Doheny for believing in my book, and to all the agents and everybody who made this happen. I'm sorry about the thing on my nose, but trust me, it looked worse before I popped it. I'll see you tomorrow.